Hello student, this is Palla Darbari, your host, and you're watching Palla Darbari classes. In this video we will discuss Chapter 7 Business Studies Class 12th Directing. This is the third video on the chapter Directing. If you have not seen the previous videos, it's a request, please go through and see the previous videos. In this chapter we will discuss the leadership. We will discuss the types of leadership and we will discuss the qualities of a good leader. Let us see the meaning, the definition of leadership. Leadership is the ability of an individual to influence the behavior of others. Leadership implies influencing the behavior of the employees in such a manner that they willingly work towards achieving the objectives of the organization. Leadership is the ability of an individual to influence the behavior of others. It is always exercised towards the organizational goal in a better manner. Try to see the detailed definition, features of the leadership. Leadership implies influencing the behavior of employees in such a way that the organizational objectives should be attained. A good leader always emphasize or tell the workers about their capabilities and talents. Let us see the features. It is the ability of an individual to influence the behavior of others. It shows the interpersonal relationship between the leader and other individuals who follow him. So in the leadership, the relationship between the leader and the follower is depicted. Leadership moves towards the organizational goal in a better manner. The main motive behind the leadership in the organization is that the organizational goal should be attained. Remember, it is a continuous process. Why the leadership is a continuous process? Because business is affected or influenced by the external forces, and to make the subordinates motivated, he always lead them and stimulate them so that he should adopt the changes and work with all the heart and soul so that the organizational goal should be attained at ease. It makes leadership a continuous process. Let us discuss the importance of motivation. Remember, the motivation is a positive contribution. When I say motivation is a positive contribution, what it means, it always motivate the people, motivate the subordinates to do the work. He always motivate in a positive manner or to do the positive things. Next is, because of leadership, the healthy atmosphere is generated in the organization. The subordinates in the healthy atmosphere want to do more and more work. The next importance is introduce changes. Because of leadership, the leaders motivate the subordinates in such a way that they easily adapt the changes, so it becomes very easy in the case of leadership to introduce changes in the organization. The important thing in the organization is that the conflicts get subside very easily. Why? Because in the leadership the communication gap diminished. All the subordinates have the faith on the leaders, and what the leader says they just listen and follow it, because of which what happens, the conflicts get minimized. The next importance is training and succession. The leaders observe and see which type of the training the subordinate need, and they provide and develop the trainings so that the skill and the capabilities of the employees get enhanced. So these are the importance of the leadership. We will discuss every importance in detail. The first is positive contribution. Leaders motivate their followers and influence their behavior in such a way that the followers positively contributes towards the goal and objectives of the organization. Because of leadership, what happens? The subordinates becomes positive. They feel that their duty is or their moral value is to fulfill the objectives of the organization. So we can say because of leadership, the attitude of the followers becomes positive. The next is cardinal environment. A leader maintains a good relationship with his followers and support them whenever needed. So there is a very healthy relationship between the followers and the leaders. He motivates them to work in cardinal and provides with the required confidence and encouragement. He always motivates the subordinates, make them positive, and the result is the creation of healthy atmosphere in the organization. Let us see the next importance, that is introduce changes. It has generally been observed that when new policies or changes are introduced, what happens when new policy is introduced? We all know the people don't want to accept the changes. They retaliate against it. They want that the new changes should not be inculcated in the organization. People tend to resist such changes. In this regard, a leader plays a very important role. Because of him, what happens? He persuades and clarifies the doubts. He makes the workers understand that the changes are good for them. Once the things becomes clear among the employees that the changes are good for them, they accept it. So because of leadership, the changes can easily be inculcated in the organization. The next is handle conflicts. A good leader always handles conflicts effectively and ensures that this does not hamper working efficiency. The next is training and succession. The leader always provides the relevant training to his followers. By doing so, he aims at developing his successors. So we have seen how the training and succession motivate the people. We have seen that he is the person who design the trainings and approaches the higher authorities that this training should be provided to the employees so that the goal of the organization should be attained at ease. Now let us discuss the qualities of a good leader. The first is physical attributes. People with good features such as height, good appearance, etc. are attractive and are often looked up to. A healthy and attractive person can himself work hard and efficiently, thereby inducing his subordinate to work and perform better. The good leader should be physically strong so that all the employees should learn from him. The next is honest. A good leader must maintain a high degree of honesty and sincerity. The next is intelligence. A good leader must have a good presence of mind and knowledge. Next is inspiration. He should be a source of inspiration and motivation to others in terms of work, performance and values. The next is confidence. A leader should have a high confidence even in difficult situations. The next is responsibility. A good leader should command responsibility for the worker and task of his group. He should hold the responsibility of being answerable for the mistake of his subordinate. The next is effective communication skill. A good leader should be able to express his ideas and instructions clearly to the subordinates. The next is ability to take decision. A good leader should be able to take appropriate decision based on logic, facts and figures. Next is social behavior. He should maintain a friendly and cordial behavior with his subordinates. Next is dynamic. A good leader must be dynamic and outgoing. He must be able to take up new initiatives. So these are the qualities a very good leader should have. It is very common. So many times the question is being asked. Let us see the qualities of a leader in detail. Let us see the qualities of a good leader. First is physical attributes. People with good physical features such as height, and appearance attract the others. If the person is having a good physical features, definitely the subordinate feel like listening to him. Once they will listen to him, the doubt will be clear and the subordinate start following him. The next is honesty. A good leader should maintain a high degree of honesty and sincerity. He should be an idol for others. He should be an idol for others in terms of values such as honesty, integrity and values. Next is intelligence. A leader must have a good presence of mind and knowledge. In addition, he should be competent enough to effectively examine and solve the problems based on logic and fact. I mean, when I say intelligent, it means he should be in the position to examine the problems based on logic and facts. The next is inspiration. He should be a source of motivation to others in terms of work, performance and values. He must be able to develop willingness among the subordinates to work to the best of their capabilities. The next is confidence. A leader must have a confidence. If a leader has a confidence, definitely he can boost the confidence of his subordinate. The next is responsibility. A leader should command responsibility for the worker and task for his group. He should hold the responsibility of being answerable. What I said, he should hold the responsibility of being answerable for the mistakes of his subordinate. He must also share the credit of success with his subordinates. Let us see the next one, that is effective communication skill. A leader should be able to express his ideas and instructions clearly to the subordinates. Moreover, as a leader forms a link between the higher authority and the subordinates, he should be able to effectively communicate the problems and suggestions of the subordinates to the seniors. Next is ability to take decision. A leader should be able to take appropriate decisions based on logic, facts and figures. He should be confident enough to hold on his decision and not get confused. Next is social behavior. See, he should maintain a friendly and cardinal behavior with his subordinates while maintaining good social relations with them. The last one is dynamic. A leader must be dynamic and outgoing. What it means? It means that he must be able to take up the new initiatives and break the old paradigm for the overall benefit of the organization. It means he should be in the position to adopt the new and leave the old procedure. Let us discuss the type of leadership. There are three types of leadership. First one is autocratic leadership, second one is democratic leadership, and the third one is laissez-faire leadership. What is autocratic leadership? It is that type of leadership style in which person will take all the decision of his own. And when I say democratic leadership, it is that type of leadership style when the decision is being taken after consulting with the subordinates. Laissez-faire leadership, it means giving freedom to the subordinates to do the work. They are free to take the decision of their own, and if they get stuck then they should approach the leaders. Let us discuss every type of the leadership in detail. The first one is autocratic leadership. Firstly, discuss the meaning. Autocratic leadership is a management style wherein one person controls all the decision and take very little input from the other group members. Autocratic leaders make choice or decision based on their own beliefs and do not involve others for their suggestions or advice. I mean, in the diagram, in the picture, we can see that this person is taking the decision of their own and instructing them to follow it. Let us see the features. Here the leader exercises complete control over the subordinates. In the case of the autocratic, all the decisions independently. He takes all the decisions independently without consulting subordinates. He just gives order and instructions to the subordinates and expects them to follow the instructions as it is. Let us see the suitability where the autocratic is suitable, where there is little time for discussion in the decision making process. Autocratic is best suitable. Where the leader is solely the most knowledgeable and the educated individual in the group, there only the autocratic is suitable. Let us see the democratic leadership. Firstly, see the meaning. Democratic leadership is that style of leadership where everyone is encouraged to participate, leading to increased feeling of involvement, recognition and satisfaction. Let us see the features. Leader take decision in consultation with the subordinates. The next is the subordinates are also encouraged to participate in the decision making process and give their suggestions. The next is although subordinates actively participate in the decision making process, the final decision rests with the leader. The leader gives chance to everyone, listen to them and then take the decision. Let us see the suitability. Democratic leadership is suitable where the leader is willing to involve the subordinates in the decision making process. This type of leadership is suitable where subordinates have also accepted the goal of the organization. If all the employees are dedicated for the attainment of goal, this is the best type of the leadership. Democratic leadership is also suitable where the job satisfaction and independence of the employee is one of the important objective. Let us discuss the laissez-faire leadership. Firstly, see the meaning. Laissez-faire leadership is the direct opposite of the autocratic leadership. Why? Because in the case of the autocratic leadership, the leader takes the decision and everybody has to follow it. Here what is happening is, in the case of the laissez-faire, every group or the individual employees are taking the decision of their own. Whenever they are having the problem, they approaches the leader and the leader solve the problems. So laissez-faire is opposite of autocratic. The decision can be taken by the employees. The leader set the target and he give the freedom or liberty to all the employees to attain the target, and they are free to choose or select the methods they want to select for the attainment of target. Let us see the features. This type of leadership involves complete decentralization of the authority to the subordinates. Next one is subordinates are provided maximum freedom and are encouraged to take decisions independently. Let us see the suitability, where the subordinates are adequately educated and knowledgeable. This method is suitable. Where the subordinates have the required confidence to carry out the task independently, this type of the leadership is suitable. That's all I have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Dear viewer, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new videos, you get the notification.